back to the cool atmosphere game. Also, the save point was literally me talking to him. That was on point. I had like no indication of how to save or when the game was saving and so on, so I was a little worried when I quit, but then I loaded my game back up and I was standing right in front of the pie seller again. So that's pretty good. That's reassuring after you take the dive for the first time and worry that maybe the game never saved. Falconer? Is it real? Whoa, look at him go. Is he real?
Hey, you interested in having your photo taken with this magnificent creature? Just 100 limbs.
No.
Would you like to know his name? He is Norman.
Hi, Norman. Is he a real bird?
Norman isn't a bird. He's a falcon.
A real one?
Well, he's not a hologram.
But is he a real falcon or is he artificial?
Ah, I understand your question now. You must think this is based on an animal. This is not. It is a unique creation. A falcon.
I've seen falcons before.
No, you must be mistaken. Perhaps you have seen a sparrow. They are very similar. You see, I specialize in chimeras.
What are chimeras?
Well, you know, there's a huge market for artificial animals, especially those that are rare or extinct. Chimeras are different. They are artificial animals which never existed, created from the imagination of man.
But I told you I've seen a real falcon.
Ah, where?
Well, they're extinct now, I guess, but I saw them all the time when I was young. I'm from the Eastern Peninsula. They would circle around the farm in the summer, until the big dust storms hit back in the year of the dragon.
Listen, lady, I need you to do me a favor.
Okay. What?
Please leave, and don't tell anyone that there are real falcons, huh?
Sure, but why does it make any difference?
When people know they're looking at something that once existed instead of something that never could, they get depressed. And sad people don't spend money.
It was all a ruse. I love these conversations. They're not happy, but they're really interesting. He was pretending that a falcon is an all-new chimera because it's exciting and new, and look what this guy created, as opposed to being another extinct creature that will never come back once again. One that happened apparently in Rania's lifetime, so it's that recent and depressing from that perspective. Also, seems like a pretty direct callback to Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, where the premise, like part of that was the fact that like on the roof of each person's house they kept an animal because it was kind of like this performative compassion. It's almost like telling people that your house is zero waste or something like that. Like you would have this animal on your roof that you took care of, and that was like almost like it was you doing your part against the downfall of Earth or something like that. And it was this social thing, but it would also quickly immediately became a status symbol, and it was a thing where you were flexing on your neighbors and so on. But the dark secret that everyone knew, but everyone pretended not to know, was that all of the animals weren't real. They were all cybernetic to begin with, because no one could actually afford real animals.
Are you the delivery person?
Rania, yeah, I'm to take your package.
It's everything. My limbs, comm, holocrons, augments, everything I own. Make sure my family gets it. Just drop it in the post. I can't leave the queue or I'll lose my place.
Are you sure about this?
Yeah, a chance to see the spire. I gotta take the shot. I get to go above the clouds.
Is it safe?
Sure, yeah, of course.
Okay then, good luck, I guess.
Hey, thanks. Maybe I'll see you around.
Maybe.
Immediately, I'm just wondering, like, do they eat the poor people?
Hey, Rania, you met that guy going on the Ascension? Is he really going through with it?
He says the Ascension takes him to the spire.
It sure does. And no further.
What do you mean?
It's an escalator to nowhere. It just ends.
Then what?
Well, then he falls a few miles down into the sea.
Who would build an escalator that goes nowhere?
You think everything in the city is logical? Look around, Rania. None of this makes sense. The city AI has gone mad.
He said it was safe.
Before he gave you all his possessions,
He knew?
he knew.
I don't get it.
You lived outside Nivalis, right? So you've seen the sky. You've got that memory. I've never seen the sky. I can live without it. But imagine you'd seen it just once. What would you do to see it again?
How's the sake control?
You don't drink, right? You should try it sometime, Rania. When things are going wrong, it's a great way to keep yourself trapped in the long right now.
Are you a poet now, Control?
You know it.
What should I do with his possessions?
Well, he stiffed us on the bill. His payment was rejected. So if you got anything from him, you should return it to a Cloudpunk delivery chute nearby to cover his debt.
What about his family?
Let me make this as clear as I can, Rania. I don't know if he gave you something or if he gave you nothing. But I knew if he gave you something, I'd have to tell you to return it to Cloudpunk HQ. Control out.
Uh-huh.
He sounded different. Are we going to take Gil's things back to Cloudpunk HQ?
Well, everything's packaged and postmarked. So, if we dropped them at the mail office, they'd get back to his family and Cloudpunk would never know.
But maybe it would be good for us to give it to Cloudpunk? And if we broke the rules, we could get in trouble. Or get Mr. Control in trouble.
Quiet for now, Camus. I have to think.
Don't have to think that hard. This guy just committed suicide to look at the sky. I think I'm gonna take his stuff back to his family. That was fucking dire. That's not what I expected. And I expected like the worst possible thing, and then there was something that was basically worse. God damn. Oop. I need parking. I think the game's usually pretty good at having a single P on the map. That is like the closest one, so I can reliably just go when I arrive at my destination and I can't see where to park. If I just fly to whatever P is on the edge of the map, that'll pretty much take care of it. Gang number 2. They're numbered.
Hey, Block 40, are you still fighting the system?
Hey, it's Cloudpunk. Damn right we are.
We're fucking this shit up.
How exactly are you fucking this shit up?
We're making a motherfucking playground, dog.
You know, I don't think I've ever heard any other gangs that talk quite like you do.
What's the matter, Cloudpunk? Our speech too fresh for ya?
No. Did you watch a lot of old movies, maybe?
It ain't about what we say we're gonna do. It's about what we do and how we do it.
I guess so. I can't believe you're making a playground.
The corps don't want the kids playing no more. We ain't gonna let them take our swings.
You got a problem with that, Cloudpunk?
With you making a playground for kids? No, I think it's kind of amazing.
You hear that, Razor? She thinks I'm amazing.
You're alright, Cloudpunk. You ever get yourself a small human, you bring them here to play on the swings.
You ever get yourself a small human? Cause yeah, the one of the more radical things is the fact that they themselves supposedly don't benefit from this. I don't know, I mean, androids might play in this universe, but it seems like they're specifically setting it up for human children, basically. That's as punk as you get. Broken augments. These augments have been removed. Faulty, I guess. This one has hair on it. Hey, whenever I learn more about punk, it always is really refreshing because it's almost always not the public perception of the concept. Because I feel like the concept of punk is basically thrown around like it's just about being criminal and dangerous, basically. When it's like a specific... Oop. Can I go through here? Can I even click on this? No. This should get me across to the other side, though. Some more electronics. But yeah, it generally seems to be more of a, obviously counterculture, but a specific, like, leftism, basically. It kind of goes hand in hand with how people don't understand what anarchy is, because they think it's just like Mad Max or something, like people doing crimes and there being no law or something. And that's not the premise of anarchy at all. It's about having a flat, it's about organizing the world in a flat hierarchy without people having authority over each other. Which is why it goes like in this, it lands in a territory alongside, like, not exactly, but with socialism and communism more so than some of the other stuff that people would faster group it with.
I can't do it, Camus. I can't give away Gil's final possessions to settle his debts.
Will we get in trouble?
I don't care.
Basically, anarchy has a whole lot more with in common with ACAB than Mad Max. I see a punch card over here. I'm gonna put Evelyn back together. Fuck, I'm here. I got all mixed up.
Hey, Rania, are you there?
Yeah? You don't sound good, Control.
What? I'm fine. If I could just sleep. I used to be able to sleep, you know?
Are you sure you're okay?
What is wrong with him?
I think he said some drinks.
He sounds strange, like he is confused.
Broadcasting nav point. Collect the package, 14FC. Get on with it.
Who from? Where am I going?
Always questions from you. Just do your goddamn job. Control out.
He's getting bitter. I used to be able to sleep, you know. That's, man. There's a mood. I think the little flicker that's happening on the ground underneath us is actually it's trying to object cull the floor, but it's doing it a little too aggressively or something. Oh, I definitely crashed through some of those cars in the cutscene. That can't have been a good sign. In his case, it's likely less to do with the struggles of aging and sleep problems, and more to do with the fact that his job is a fucking nightmare. The rate at which people seem to die or disappear is distressing. How many people work for Cloudpunk? This is like my first day, and they don't expect me to last through here, and he keeps talking about all these different workers that they've lost. Dude, I am so safe down here. I don't even think about crashing anymore. It's just that one really big vehicle very rarely. The last thing I want to do at this point is find out that any of the other characters I meet are Cloudpunk delivery people, because then I don't have much expectation that they'll survive to be seen again. Oh, that's an up arrow. Whoops. Hello? We're getting there. Good thing everything's water resistant in this universe, apparently. Can I get upstairs? Yeah. There's a few things around here. Okay, yeah, and my goal is upstairs. Okay. I briefly got distracted by how it was right next to my vehicle and wondered, like, did I miss it somehow? Was it right on the parking lot? Playsteel? Or however it's pronounced. I think I called it playsteel throughout, like, over 100 episodes of Subnautica, and no one has ever corrected me. So either I'm right or no one actually knows, and I'll take either. It's Shirtless Man, the literary classic. Yeah, I thought there was more down there. Might as well grab what I can. Kind of helps highlight when I am and am not in a place I've been to before. Whether or not there's clutter everywhere. Unless it, like, refreshes. It is garbage. Garbage tends to accumulate. Guess I'll grab this first, because the conversations will start. And I might want to read whatever it is, if it's interesting. Nope, more playsteel. Mrs. Octavius Butler. Didn't we already meet Octavius Butler at the beginning?
I'm the delivery driver. I'm here to pick up something.
Yes, you're here to take our original corbeille.
Huh?
It's a painting, dear. You'll be taking me and Mr. Butler, too.
I don't think I'm supposed to take passengers.
What is all this nonsense? Mr. Octavius Butler, this was all supposed to be arranged. Didn't you tell the company that we simply can't let this painting out of our sight?
I did, my love, I did. There must be some confusion. I'm sure our young driver friend will consent to take us. It won't be a problem, and we'd hate to raise a complaint. Is that not right, young miss?
I guess so.
Let's be going then. I want to see our new apartment as soon as possible. Apparently, Trisha and the Joneses have moved in next door already. And I don't want her spreading gossip about our new home and how it still smells like smoked fish.
Okay. Oh, we're going. Parking prohibited.
Oh my, this is cozy. I've never been in a vehicle like this. Very retro.
I agree. Very nice indeed. Do you understand us, young lady, or should we speak slower?
Oh my god.
I'm fine.
Dear, you must be very curious, are you not? How a woman like me and an android like Mr. Octavius Butler met.
Sure.
Well, I can tell from your accent that you're not from the city, but we're quite enlightened here, you know. Isn't that right, Mr. Octavius Butler?
I would have voted Obama for a third time.
Some might say that Mr. Octavius Butler is human passing, but I don't care about that. I love him for who he is inside, not what his outer skin is made.
So yeah, I've never encountered this guy before. His name just sounded familiar.
It's a polymer plastic.
Oh, you are hilarious. What was I saying? Oh, yes, we met at a charity fundraiser. We both work for Life Corp. I'm in HR, and Mr. Octavius Butler is in acquisitions. We had executive offices next door. We started meeting for coffee, and one thing led to another.
Wow.
And now, just a week until our 5th anniversary, we're on our way to our new home. Aren't you happy for us?
Yeah, definitely.
We're suddenly happier than the family that's moving out.
Oh, don't start all that again. This area is up and coming now. The people living there couldn't afford it.
The gentrification. Oh boy.
And they wouldn't fit in either.
They live there!
With hyper-gentrification, they're forced out instantly instead of being pushed out over months and years. It's a short, sharp shock, but it's for the best for everyone. People who argue against free markets don't really believe in freedom.
What freedom does this bring to the people who can't plan for a future?
That's just life in Nivalis. If you don't like it, go live somewhere else. Not everyone is suited for life in the city.
Some people need to live here.
Well, maybe in the nice places, but who needs to live in the filth of the Marrow? No one stays there without good reason. And the reason is they all dream of getting rich with some scheme or other to make their way up to the spire. That's the Nivalis dream. Our society has 1 million slots and each must be filled. Every time someone moves up a peg, someone fills in the gap behind them.
And every time someone at the bottom slips, where do they go? I read in the holocrons yesterday that the most common food in the Marrow is now roach meat kebabs, noodles with rat.
Those kinds of people love street food. No offense, dear.
None taken. I love a maggot pizza. We're almost at our destination.
Splendid.
She has to just live through these. They went right into it. Yeah, no, it's they have hyper gentrification where they just fucking swap everybody out overnight. They're good at planting seeds and then paying them off later, even in the same conversation. Because they're like, she was all like, that bitch Cheryl, or whoever the fuck her friend is, or not friend, because the people like them don't have friends really. But their neighbor was going to be already gossiping about her house because they moved in faster, and it's like, why are you people that you used to live with moving in at the same time in the same place? That's super weird. And then you find out about the gentrification. And then she has the gall to say that the people who lived there in the first place wouldn't fit in. You guys are extremely a lot, and I hope that you slip and fall off of this place. That'd be good, the best for everyone.
See, Mr. Octavius Butler, look at this fabulous place. Different and together, but separate. That's how we exist together in this city without all the systems breaking down.
That's what they used to say about androids, you know.
Oh, don't hearken back to your revolutionary days again. You have rights now, just like humans. Androids are just a part of society, low and high. We're all the same, you know.
As long as we all have the same bank balance.
Well, you're welcome to give away all your money to the orphans and the rat children. You can come and stay in my penthouse as long as you take off your shoes and have a shower before you touch me.
Very generous of you, my love.
Have either of you ever actually been to the Marrow?
Oh, heavens no, dear. I have family in the Spire, and Mr. Octavius Butler is from a very distinguished line of androids. He's descended from the very first Cora models.
Wait, what does that mean? Why do you mention Cora?
It's just a saying, isn't it, Mr. Octavius Butler?
In a way.
It means he's refined, dear, just like me. We have no prejudice here. We're very enlightened people in the city, you know.
Yeah, you said that before.
Do you think the family will still be there when we arrive?
I shouldn't think so. 2 hours of rent at peak rate and they'd be bankrupt. I'm sure they're long gone, either moved on or forced out by Corpsec for violating their lease.
I bet they'll be somewhere nice. Not everyone ends up in the Marrow, you know.
Maybe one day they'll seize the means of production down there.
Oh, you are witty. The production of mold burgers and rat salad. No offense, dear.
Yeah, none taken.
Thank you for getting us to our destination, driver. It's been fun to drive in a vehicle that's much more rustic than our limo. Our painting made it here safely, too. And what a lovely neighborhood.
Quite so.
You think the Knights' neighborhoods might have roofs to get out of the rain for a second? Oh boy, kill me. Alright. Where was the moral choice there where I dumped them? She was so much, no offense, but also horrible comments.
I didn't like them.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I don't think they would like automata or dogs.
Or anyone poorer than them, less educated, less well-connected, less stuck up. different in any way.
But one of them was an android.
I know, Camus.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Did you really eat maggot pizza?
No, Camus. I was playing along.
Oh, a joke. I laugh at them.
Me too. It's all we can do.
So, it is very quiet. It makes me nervous.
We can listen to the ad streams if you like.
Are they interesting?
Sure, if you want to learn all about everything we can never afford.
What about music?
No thanks. We can check the weather feed if you like.
If you want it, I can put it on.
Fine, but we're not tuning into any of the Corp music feeds. They're all ads and Corp-approved pop stars. They sound so empty, hollow.
How do we find other feeds? I only know about Corp channels.
The radio, Camus.
The what?
An electromagnetic wave of a frequency between about 300 kilohertz and 300 megahertz. You can tune that in, right?
Yes, I have found it. I'm hearing it now. How strange.
It's the easiest way to broadcast without the corpse shutting you down. They've been playing music with radio waves for thousands of years, you know.
How did you know?
Mom told me if I ever visited Nivalis, I should tune into the pirate radio. She said it was the only good thing about the city. Go ahead, play something over the speakers.
What about this?
I like it. Maybe something a bit more relaxed, though.
I know this one. I like the bit that goes ba ba ba.
Yeah, it's nice, Camus, but let's see what else there is.
Oh, what about this?
Do we know who this is?
No, it is radio.
Right, sorry. Dumb question.
Do you like this one more? I like this one.
I like it too, but keep searching.
There is one more.
Yes, this is perfect. Mom would have liked this.
We have a new job coming in.
From Control? He normally calls.
The checksum confirms it's Cloudpunk. I have a nav point.
Let's go then.
I feel like I should be concerned about that. Control's not calling in anymore. Has he been replaced next? Is he too drunk that he just has to like press the buttons or whatever and just kind of do it remotely? Or has he just been fired? We got Muzak now. The timing's funny because I was just watching some Sarah Zedek videos, and there's the Thor video where God, what's his name? I almost said Michael Bloom. That's not what his name is. Guy from Jurassic Park and Thor Ragnarok. One of those words might be one of his names. But they say they call them slaves, and he's like, it's like, don't say the S word. It's like the prisoners with jobs. It's like, no, I don't like that either. But it's all about the appearance of nicety and civility, but nothing beyond that. I don't know how the fuck those two were a couple, though. He just broken at this point. He seemed to have had a past as like a revolutionary or something, and he didn't like anything that she was saying. I imagine the status game might lead to a lot of loveless marriages, though. She was offended by the very idea that the previous people might even be around. Solari doesn't have, like, the highways. But yeah, despite her saying that, though, their house is good enough for her, apparently. Even if she can't stand the dishonor that it might be known to smell like smoked fish, which is a pretty good smell, honestly. Next, you're gonna believe the propaganda that onions smell bad. Onions are incredible. Unless you're a dog. No onions for Camus.